as your career mantra, you have if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. I love it. Again, like was there a time in your career where you build that door?
Yeah, there's a couple times in my career where I built the door. If you're in a position right now and you don't see a great way to grow out of it or to take the next steps, what really helps is sometimes to think about a problem deep down or a pain point you observe in your day-to-day work, and just thinking through and being hands-on and try a couple solutions. So what I mean, what is really good about this mantra of building your own door is, especially in tech, you can literally build your own door by trying things out.
The goal of Career is a Journey series is to showcase two ideas. One, the range of roles available in the job market is very, very large. Two, Career is a journey with twists and turns.
Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today we are talking to Christoph. Christoph has had an interesting career journey. He has changed roles and moved countries. In the conversation, Christoph shares his career advice to his younger self and his career mantra. Hope you enjoy the conversation as much as I did.
So, Christoph, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Tell us about your current role and how would you describe your current role to a high schooler?
That's a good question. So my current role is solutions architect at Shopify, specifically with the focus on strategic partnerships. So what I'm doing in my current role, if I want to break it down to some easy words, I would say I help our Shopify merchants succeed on their platform. So I help our partners tech teams navigate the API landscape, help them with solution design and integration work to unlock mutually beneficial use cases for Shopify and the partnership.
Okay, fantastic. So just diving a bit deeper there, what does your typical day look like? Is it a conversation with a lot of the partners that you mentioned? Is it sitting down and designing how different processes would work together? How does it look?
There's not really such a thing as a typical day with the partnerships. We really start by the bare bones, and like most of the companies have a defined roadmap. Also, most of the partnerships have a defined roadmap where you work towards mutual goals. And in order to unlock them, there's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes that reaches from supporting the engineering teams with any ad hoc question they have on implementation, supporting internal support teams with that have questions for any partner application, but also supporting our product teams and learning what is coming down the pipeline and how can those new products help us in any partnerships.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that, Christoph. Now, I guess looking at the rear view mirror now a bit. So a career journey can have its twists and turns, and you have changed role and geography. Can you describe one of your favorite of those twists or landmark?
Yeah, there's actually a couple of them. The first twist, I guess, started out 6 months into my professional career. I started studying software development as a core in the co-op university. But I figured out fairly quickly that I do not want to do software development full time. So I had to find a different way to make tech work for me. It was really good that the co-op study was my career entry, because I was able to work with the company and see different departments work and work at different teams. So I started out in software engineering, noticed that it's not quite the right space for me, and then I switched to IT security and later on to IT infrastructure. And IT infrastructure was really the first position where I really felt comfortable in. It combined a lot of disciplines you would find in software engineering, but always had a human aspect at the end of the line, because the infrastructure you would maintain, monitor, and develop would always have the end consumer and the user in mind, or the product team running their products on the infrastructure. I like that as a change of pace, and it really grew into career for me that I stuck with roughly 5 years after graduating and finishing my degree.
Okay, that is great. So tell us where you did your undergrad.
I did my undergrad in Karlsruhe in Germany at the Co-op University, and it was an undergrad in applied computer science. Was a major in software development.
Okay, so I've heard how the German version of undergrad focuses more on hands-on learning. I guess the question is, how would you contrast between an undergrad in Germany versus what you may have seen or heard about how we have it in Canada here or in the US?
I think it's tough for me to compare, just because I can't even compare it to normal university courses in Germany. The co-op study I did was very different in a way that you don't have those 6 months long semesters with big tests at the end of them, and then you get a break. In my co-op study, it was always 3 months of university with tests at the end, and then going straight into the company for 3 months. And you did that for basically 3 years. There wasn't a really good break. You had your minimum vacation time, but you were basically ingrained in the business world. You were there wasn't like a drop off or a new learning or new mindset you had to adopt to after graduating, because you already knew what work was like. And what really helped me was that I not just graduated after those 3 years with a degree, but also with 1.5 years of work experience, making this step into the working world super easy for me.
Okay, yep, that's great. Thanks for sharing. So, in terms of a career advice to your younger self, you have it as, I'm gonna read this out verbatim. Pursue continuous learning and growth. Most, if not all, skills are transferable and will help you find your path. Can you expand on how that worked in your career, or why that is your career advice to your younger self?
For sure. I've always been interested in technology and trying new things out. It really, technology is such a fast developing field that you can't keep track of everything that's new. But if you just learn and absorb some of the new concepts, try out some new frameworks, some new APIs, and learn to work with different tools, that really helps you in a career going forward, because you never know in which company you end up working for, or which company you end up running, and what tools you need to do your job, or what technology stack a company is building on. So being somewhat tool and technology agnostic and focusing on and learning key concepts and how to apply them is a great way to grow your career and unlock a lot of opportunities for you where you might not see them if you're just staring down narrow-minded on this one technology stack you try to master.
Okay, so does such a learning happen on the job because maybe your company is expanding, or maybe your company is looking at a new tool, or is it some kind of like a hobby project that happens on weekends and evenings?
It's both, to be honest. If you're within a company already, there's so many people you can learn from. That is super easy. So depending on what kind of learner you are and what kind of type of learning you prefer, sometimes it's just naturally easy to learn while shadowing someone or while pairing up with your coworkers and asking the right question. For me, a lot of the developments have come also from doing a lot of hands-on projects on the private side. So just trying out new technologies, especially for me, it was around automation and especially home automation. Just trying out things at home helped me a lot to get comfortable with new APIs, new technology stacks, and new tooling.
Okay. Yep. I guess this is an aside, but I've heard about some of the homeowners trying home automation and getting really frustrated even when they are tech savvy. How is your experience so far?
It's so. There's definitely the ups and downs, but again, you always learn, even powering through frustrating parts, and reaching your goal is at the end of the day a positive experience. The pain is just temporary, and at the end you come out with a solution you either didn't have in mind yet, or you at least know what not to search on the internet. So it's always a journey, but it grows you, or you're growing through every step of it. So that's great.
Okay, I guess let me close that tangent by asking this question about what's your favorite home automation tech device?
I think for me, the Google Home app is pretty smart already. It offers a lot of integration points for third-party systems. So if I'm getting lazy and do not want to do things myself, I just connect it to my phone and it magically works.
Okay. Yeah.
They're always a step ahead when it comes to vendors. So for personal home automation, it's great and it's easy to use, which is what counts.
Okay. Yeah, works like magic. Sounds like there is this quote about how a sufficiently advanced tech is pretty much like magic. That is great. Okay, so coming back, as your career mantra, you have if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. I love it. Again, like was there a time in your career where you build that door?
Yeah, there's a couple times in my career where I built the door. If you're in a position right now and you don't see a great way to grow out of it or to take the next steps, what really helps is sometimes to think about a problem deep down or a pain point you observe in your day-to-day work, and just thinking through and being hands-on and try a couple solutions. So what I mean, what is really good about this mantra of building your own door is, especially in tech, you can literally build your own door by trying things out. And if you think you find a good solution, pitch it to your peers. You put in the effort. You definitely had a look at the tooling that's available, and there's always the chance they say no, but at least you showed the initiative, which really builds their trust and confidence to come to you with the next opportunity that might present itself.
Yeah, of course. I love that idea that there is this concept known as job sculpting, where you take out the pieces that you don't like or you're not good at. But this is the other way. You're actively exploring for pieces that you may be interested in, and then working within the company. And you previously mentioned about like learning from peers from different teams. So there's much lower friction for you to reach out. Hey, can we have a coffee chat? And I want to like show you something.
Yeah, for sure. And that isn't just tied to the technology they're working on. I think what you cannot really learn at home in a good way, and where peers and mentors are super helpful, is all the cross-functional and soft skills you will need for your job. tech skills is only one side. At the end of the day, nearly everyone can read the documentation and at the end of the day make it work. It is really the soft skills and being able to fulfill those cross-functional roles that enable you to grow vertically and find new positions that might not even exist yet.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. So that is all I had. Thanks for your time, Christoph. Really appreciate your thoughtful responses.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
Like, share, and subscribe.